that they're quitting, but maybe we're sad they're quitting. But now, as the business owner of a small business that you're trying to grow, you're wondering, do I have to do an exit interview? As a business owner, opportunities to learn and constantly be improving are everywhere. And this is a really great one when we need to check a couple of things, right? Exit interviews let us understand if there's a process we need to improve, right? So maybe this person struggled very specifically with understanding something and that was just more than they wanted. So they're out of here. Or it could be showing us communication flows, right? Maybe they're not getting the information they need either from leadership or from the tools that you have in place. There can be a way where they did not feel like they were getting the information they needed to be successful in the job. So they're going somewhere they believe will be easier. But the other great piece of exit interviews is when you have supervisors and managers that are not you anymore. And it's a real great management kind of audit, right? Did they feel supported? Did they get the things they needed from the manager? Now, there's lots of good reasons to do interviews, but let's be clear. These come from a very corporate structure of a larger company with the removal of the person conducting the exit interview is usually an HR person who is not part of their direct regular supervision or going to have somebody in their face saying, you suck because you did this wrong and you were mean this way and you were this, that, and those. We're instead, when we're using exit interviews, they work best when there's an interim person that's in between, should be leadership or a senior level person that's able to ask them the information and pull out the detail of the personalization, right? Exit interviews are great opportunities for people to make somebody look bad. So you really have to have someone who's listening with, is this about the way the business works on a regular basis? Is this about an individual, maybe for the employee, a situation where they really just didn't connect well, right? These are management issues that should have come to light and should have been dealt with internally, but gosh, love you, beautiful small business owners. We tend to push it out until they decide to quit, then walk ourselves into an exit interview that is painful because they were miserable and they feel like had no choice but to leave. So, does everyone need an exit interview? If you're trying to improve process, if you really believe that there's things, communication flows that you're trying to structure and improve on, and you can pull yourself out of that personalization, right? If you're not their direct supervisor, then I think it can be a good tool. However, if it's just you and three people, you want to have that transparent conversation. I personally would have preferred it when you were managing them on a regular basis. I think at this point, you're probably just asking to be kicked. And I don't know that it's going to give you a lot of opportunity to change in those situations when you've got 3 to 10 employees and it's really just you managing them all still. So I'm going to give you permission to say, no, not right now. As you grow and you get bigger and you have definitely supervisors and managers and you're starting to create that management culture, then absolutely you or an HR person or one of the other managers can do exit interviews for the other person. And it can be brought into a way to have constructive communications on what to improve. Because when they get really successful is when you've got several of them that you can look for a consistent issue, right? If everybody's complaining about they just didn't understand how to use your CRM and it was part of the day and it was so painful to get online and we heard that again and again, well, now that's a tool that we can change and we can look at. If they're all complaining because Talmar's loud and swears too much, which they might, then yeah, we've got to talk to Talmar and see if there's something we can do or if management change needs to come down. That's part of it. But when you're the person that's supervising and doing the exit interviews, I say pull the transparent conversations, ask them what you need to improve in before we're talking about quitting. Let the exit interview just be a handshake when you're still in that smaller situation, not a big team yet, and really don't have the space to pull back and look at it without taking it all personally. Don't beat yourself up. All right, let us know what you do for exit interviews. Boss on.